What's going on, guys? Wrestling Flash here with all the latest and hottest WWE news and rumors. First, let's jump into the best and worst of this week's episode of SmackDown. WWE SmackDown was a very good show this week. Whether that was the result of John Cena being a part of the show to kick things off, or because the company wanted to make a statement ahead of Rampage, remains to be seen. There was a lot on WWE SmackDown that was absolutely awesome. As far as the worsts go, this wasn't a 10-10 show, but it was probably a pretty solid 8. Of course, if you believe otherwise, you're welcome to sound off about WWE SmackDown, SummerSlam, or even AEW Rampage in the comments. Number 3, Best and Worst. WWE SmackDown peaked at the very start. Of course, John Cena has his share of critics and detractors, but at the same time, there's a reason why he's been at the mountaintop for so very long. The promo that he delivered at the very start of the show was a masterclass by arguably the greatest superstar of the modern era. Roman Reigns could not hang with John Cena when they went to battle the last time around, but this time, he looked like a star who was at John Cena's level. Their exchange made you want to see the two top-tier WWE superstars tear it up at SummerSlam in a high-stakes contest. And these two men went for the jugular. There were references to Dean Ambrose and CM Punk, of course. Nothing on WWE SmackDown, or AEW Rampage, came close to what we saw in the opening minutes of the 3-hour sprint, even though both shows were fun. Should this segment have closed the show, AEW Rampage had the same issue as WWE SmackDown, to be fair, with the best moment. Christian Cage's win coming at the top of the show. The sequencing was off. Number 2, Best. A brand new champion is crowned. Did you guys expect the WWE SmackDown title change? It was unexpected, it was sudden, and it came out of the blue, and that's what made it so special. Nakamura now has a chance to work with heels like Otis, Chad Gable, and even Baron Corbin to elevate the prestige of the WWE Intercontinental Championship. If Sami Zayn makes a return to WWE SmackDown soon, these two men could definitely tear it up too. Number 2, Worst. The whole current WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship picture. Somehow the whole WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship picture is not very interesting at all. It has also made Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode sideshow players, which is a little unfair to two extremely competent performers. The idea may be to create a new star in Dominic Mysterio, but it's coming at the cost of two men who could infuse life into the tag team division. At least the Raw Tag Team Championship picture has the whole Randy Orton and Riddle situation, making things very interesting indeed. Number 1, Best. Big E's contract is stolen. The funniest moment of WWE SmackDown had to be when Baron Corbin suddenly swooped in and stole the Money in the Bank contract. It just makes sense for someone who needs money to go after the Money in the Bank contract. Yes, it's a terrible attempt at wordplay, but this is WWE SmackDown, not Art Cinema or Westworld. Number 1, Worst. Where are the rest of the WWE SmackDown women? On paper, the women of WWE SmackDown were booked in the main event segment, but somehow everything just felt underwhelming. It was awkward enough that Zelina Vega and Carmella, who were Sasha Banks' enemies until recently, were now her witnesses. It was even weirder to see them getting so much screen time when Shotzi, Nox, and Toni Storm, all of whom had impressive WWE SmackDown outings not so long ago, were nowhere to be seen. Out of sight is out of mind. Have we even forgotten that Liv Morgan exists? Creative team. CM Punk took to Instagram to respond to a fiery segment on SmackDown that had John Cena and Roman Reigns taking verbal shots at each other. In an attempt to amp up the feud between John Cena and Roman Reigns, WWE booked a promo segment between the two men to kick off SmackDown this week. The two superstars engaged in an uncut war of words. During the promo, John Cena seemingly made an inadvertent comment saying that he would win the Universal Championship, go over the barricade, and bolt for the exit of Allegiant Stadium. Cena declared that he might just blow a kiss goodbye to Roman Reigns when he took the Universal Championship. This was reminiscent of what CM Punk did after beating John Cena for the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank back in 2011. After the John Cena-Roman Reigns promo aired on SmackDown, CM Punk was quick to post an Instagram story depicting Lord Voldemort, the antagonist in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. Voldemort is often referred to as you-know-who or he who must not be named. Although CM Punk did not directly mention the SmackDown segment, a clear parallel can be drawn seeing the timing of the story posted by Punk. Here is an excerpt from Cena's promo. Roman, you're gonna put on a hell of a show, but I'm just gonna hang in there for 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna take your title, jump the barricade and run out of Allegiant Stadium as fast as I can. I may even blow you a kiss goodbye. John Cena and Roman Reigns went all out in the opening segment of SmackDown, verbally assaulting each other. The segment seemed to be an attempt by WWE to insert a dose of reality into the feud. CM Punk was not the only former WWE star referenced on SmackDown this week. Roman Reigns mentioned Cena's failed relationship with Nikki Bella. Cena also jibed in, stating that Roman drove Dean Ambrose out of the WWE. With a little over a week left for SummerSlam, the excitement is at a fever pitch for the clash. While the two men have faced each other before, the stakes are much higher this time as the WWE Universal Championship could potentially change hands. The Rock had a fun Twitter exchange with Kurt Angle, responding to the WWE Hall of Famer's message regarding his new movie, Jungle Cruise. Kurt Angle went to see the Disney movie with his daughter and stared down the poster featuring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, as seen in a video he posted on Twitter. The two were rivals in WWE during the Attitude Era, with Angle winning his first world title against The Rock at No Mercy in 2000. The Olympic gold medalist joked that he can still wrestle one more match, before congratulating The Rock on a great movie. The Rock responded to this challenge by claiming that he would lay the smackdown on Kurt Angle's candy ass despite all of his accomplishments. This was, of course, in jest. Just because you're a multi-time heavyweight champion, a Hall of Famer, and the only American Olympian to win a gold medal with a broken neck doesn't mean I won't lay the smackdown on that candy ass of yours, Kurt, The Rock joked. Kidding, you win, glad you and the Ohana love Jungle Cruise, he added. Rumors have been running wild regarding The Rock potentially returning to WWE later in 2021. He may appear at Survivor Series, which would be the 25th anniversary of his debut in the company. The Great One recently responded to a question about rumors of his WWE return at the Jungle Cruise premiere, stating that there's nothing in the works. But if he does return, it would likely be to set up a dream match between him and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38. The current Universal Champion has spoken about the potential match happening either next year or in 2023, when WrestleMania goes Hollywood. Monday Night Raw superstar Eva Marie has claimed that she wants to have Brock Lesnar in her stable, Evolution. Eva Marie made her return to WWE earlier this year, and has since formed an alliance with Doudrop, formerly known as Piper Niven, on the Red brand. While her return amidst several major releases hasn't been taken well by the WWE Universe, she continues to be one of the featured stars on Raw every week. Speaking with Ash Rose for WWE Kids magazine, Eva Marie stated that if she could bring anyone into Evolution, she would want the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. If I could bring anyone into my Evolution, why not Brock Lesnar, said Eva Marie. Brock Lesnar last appeared for WWE at last year's WrestleMania 36, where he dropped the WWE Championship to Drew McIntyre in the main event of Night 2 of the pay-per-view. His contract with the company reportedly expired last year, and his WWE status has since been a major topic of discussion among fans. Many expected WWE to bring Brock Lesnar back for SummerSlam, possibly in a dream match against WWE Champion Bobby Lashley. However, that is not happening. According to Dave Meltzer, Brock Lesnar hasn't signed a contract with any company right now. He added that WWE could be waiting until around next year's WrestleMania to bring the Beast incarnate back. He, Brock Lesnar, also has not been in negotiations with WWE because of the idea it's not smart timing for what is likely a Mania in 2022 through 2024 to make a deal now when the competition is likely to only raise his value and the money he could get when they want him, and when he wants to come back for maximum interest, said Meltzer.